Hey guys, Alex here. So you've just got a new bike and you want to go tubeless on the tyres? I'm going to show you how. So first thing you need, your new bike. Oh, sweet. Now, what do you need? First things first, we need to check if the bike is compatible with tubeless. So you can either check your specs to see if your tyres and rims are tubeless ready, or have a quick look at the rims and the tyres to see if there's anything written, just like this Maxxis tyre that says TR for tubeless ready. So here's what you need. If your factory tyres aren't tubeless ready, head down to your local bike shop, grab some of your favourite brand tyres. While you're there, you'll also need some tubeless tyre sealant, some tubeless rim tape, some tubeless valves, some scissors to cut the rim tape, and a pointer to put the hole for the valve in your rim tape. I would also highly recommend a tubeless syringe, much like this one here. It will make the job much cleaner and easier. And when you pump up the tyre at the end, if the seal isn't great between the rim and the tyre, it may need an air compressor to get it to seat. But you can come down to your local bike shop and they should be able to help you out with that one if needed. Let's get into it. The same process applies for the front and the rear wheel. First step is, let's remove the tyre and the tube and we'll go from there. Say goodbye to your tubes. Now, this here is the rim tape, the factory rim tape. You'll need to remove this. You might need to use your pointer to just lift up under one side and fall off the edge like this. Alright, we're almost ready to apply our tubeless tape to the rim. But first, we've got to make sure it sticks properly. So give the rim a good clean with some wax and grease remover or some sort of solvent. Now we're ready to put the tape on. Tubeless tapes and rims both come in different widths. So the most important thing is just to make sure that the rim is completely covered edge to edge and it's sucked nice and deep into the gully with no air bubbles. So this time around, I'm going to use a nice wide tape and do 2 layers of it, one on one side, one on the other side, to make sure an even coverage and it sits all down nice and flat. But you give it a go and see what works best for your wheel. I like to apply 2 complete layers of the rim. While I do it, I pull it very tight so it sucks it down into the gully of the rim nicely. And I also like to start on one side of the valve hole, do 2 laps, and then end on the other side of the valve hole. So under the valve, there's actually 3 layers of sealant, of tubeless tape, I should say. Should look something just like this. Covering edge to edge, nice and sucked into the gully, no air bubbles. We're getting close now. We're ready for the valve to go in. So we need to find our valve hole in our rim, which for me is just here. Then we need to put a hole for the tubeless valve. I like to push on the tape a little bit, and I can actually see through where the light comes through where the hole is. I'll take your pointer, put a nice hole, take your valve, push it through the hole. There'll be a small rubber O-ring which will go against the rim, and then the lock nut. I like to do this quite tight so the rubber seal at the top sucks down and deforms into the rim nicely. Look at that, good to go. There we are. Now we're ready to put the tyre back onto the wheel. So grab your tyre. Most good tyres have rotational direction, so get that right. Bit of a pro tip, I like to line the graphics or the branding on the tyre, say Maxxis here, with the valve. Looks nice and it also helps you find your valve when you want to pump the tyre up. So fit your tyre. There we are, look at that. All back together, almost ready to ride. But one last thing, we need some sealant in this thing. Pump up the tyre to get the tyre to seat first. Now, as you pump it up, don't be afraid. There might be some bangs and noises as the tyre seats, but that's all good. Once you've got the tyre seated, it's good to check the bead line of the tyre. You'll find there is a line around here just like this. It's good to check both sides of the tyre that that's consistent and it doesn't waver in and out anywhere. Now we're ready for the sealant. Tubeless syringe would have come with a valve tool just like this here. So we need to use this to remove the tip of the valve. So insert the valve into the hole on the tool and we'll just unthread it out. Have a look at the bottle and check the usage for the particular brand of tyre sealant you're going to use. I would always tend to lean on the little bit of the higher side of what they recommend, just for a bit of extra reliability in the tyre. When injecting your sealant in, I would always recommend to have the valve at either 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock. This just makes sure the sealant will go in and fall down to the base and not try to come back out the hole. Shake it up first.
Like that.
Now we just need to reinsert the valve core. Do it up nice and firm. Last thing, now we've got the sealant in, we need to give it a good shake. Chuck it back in the bike and hit the trails. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions about the specifics of this video in terms of sealant or syringe or any of that sort of stuff, please feel free to reach out. But otherwise, like this video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep putting up more how-tos and cool little videos.